Jets. What do you make of the Jets grabbing and getting this done? Robert Saleh is the new head coach.
Yeah, let me go into a little more depth here off of Ian's report. So Saleh left that Jets interview yesterday, and I could tell you after texting with him, he was like, I want the Jets job. He wanted the Jets job. This is the job I want. But the Jets had to finish the process out, and their process was laid out days beforehand. We were going to meet with two finalists, Robert Saleh and Arthur Smith. There were reports that they had multiple finalists coming in. It was never multiple people. It was two guys. It was down to two. And when Doug Peterson got fired, a lot of people thought that Joe Douglas would then say, let's get Peterson to the front of the line. They worked together in Philadelphia. They had put too much work into the process and had narrowed it down that it was down to these guys. So Saleh goes down to Florida, interviews with the Eagles. And then the Chargers call Saleh, and they're like, we want to meet with you again. Now the Jets are thinking, okay, we might have to get this thing done. Once the Chargers stuff happening and they met with Arthur Smith, they were like, let's put ink to paper. Let's get this thing done. Saleh was ecstatic. He wanted to be the Jets coach. He connected so well with not only Joe Douglas, but Christopher Johnson, the owner, and then Jaime Elhai, who's the president. And together, they all felt like this was a connection that could be leadership for the Jets for the future. As for New York, Joe Douglas does deserve a lot of credit here because it would have been easier just to say, all right, I know Doug Peterson, I know Wink Martindale, we work together in Baltimore, let me just hire a friend. He had never met Saleh, ever, until Friday. And here we are, 1 week later after a Zoom interview and an in-person meeting, and he's like, I'm going to put my name and 5 years and a lot of $1 million into this man, someone who I have no relationship with prior than a week ago. Saleh comes in here, and his story's gonna resonate. Son of a construction worker, first generation Lebanese American, tough dude, family guy. And don't be fooled by all that screaming and all the pump up stuff you see on the sideline. An intellect. It's his calm that players really respond to. He connects with them on that way. Intellect led the way on this one. And the last point, because Ian mentioned Mike LaFleur, who most likely will be coming, and that's Matt LaFleur's little brother. He's 34 years old. He was with Saleh in San Francisco. Sam Darnold's an interesting piece to this as well. And from what I gather, and this doesn't necessarily stay stagnant, fixed in time, but Sam Darnold has a significant chance of being on that Jets roster moving forward, or at least has an opportunity to still be on that Jets roster. If maybe another coach, or if it was the first overall pick, it might have been a different story. But the belief is the Shanahan system can get the most out of a quarterback, and if Sam Darnold is a capable quarterback, he might have a shot to stay on. Last thing, the 49ers, they're the first team to lose an assistant coach to another team who is a minority hire. With the new rules that Troy Vincent put in, the 49ers will get 2 third-round picks, additionally, from the league.
Oh.
And that is something to encourage having a pipeline of assistant coaches of color, minorities, that maybe if teams poach, you get rewarded for it in some way. So the Jets get their guy. The Niners, they promote DeMeco Ryans, as Ian said, and then the Niners also get 2 additional third-round picks, 1 this year and 1 next year.
Wow. I'm glad you brought up Joe Douglas because oftentimes in situations like this, people can become partial to who they know. And through 6 degrees of separation, they end up hiring a familiar face. We call that the buddy system in the NFL. It's been happening for a century now. But I also feel like, you have to give them credit, and also the credit that Robert Saleh has been getting from his players is almost the ringing endorsement that you want to hear. You can read the papers, you can listen to coaches, but guys like Richard Sherman, I mean, here it is right here. The New York Jets got a great one. Congrats to him. But even Richard Sherman during the season, the stuff he would say about Robert Saleh, he would say, this guy doesn't get enough credit for what we're doing. With the amount of players that we lost, the guys that ended up on IR, we never make excuses. Never make excuses. How often have we looked at this Jets team and heard excuses coming from players, coming from coaches, coming from the front office, coming from the fan base? I don't believe he's going to be that guy coming in. Forget about those excuses. Don't tell me about the storm. Bring the boat in. That's what Robert Saleh is going to do. And he is an intellect. You see the images of him on the sideline, and he has that focus and that snare, and he's out there very intense. No, but he is one of the most intellectual, high IQ coaches out there, which is the reason why he got the job. And the last thing I'll say, it's great that he is a minority. It's great that, his ethnicity can match the diversity of New York and New Jersey. I mean, that's also a great thing. Oftentimes, the faces that we see in situations like this, let's call it what it is. It's a Caucasian man that's been in the system for a long time, and that's what it is. But now you're seeing more coaches getting opportunities. So the fact that he has all these things, plus when guys look in the mirror, when women look in the mirror that represent this New Jersey, New York area, it is a little bit different than your traditional white guy who's been a coach or an assistant coach for the last 15 years. This is a great hire for the Jets. but this is just getting started. We could say good job to the Jets, but Robert Saleh, you're going to have to come in and win some games.
And just what a jolt of energy. Right? What a lightning bolt. If you are a Jets fan today is a cool day to be a Jets fan. When do we say that? It is a cool, fun day to be a Jets fan who have not had a lot of them. We've got a decade of no playoff games. We got mono jokes about the franchise quarterback, Le'Veon Bell bowling. Even this year, they win a game and get creamed for it. Like, even their good days were bad days. And the last time we went through this, we got a new head coach, New York Jets. 10 seconds into the press conference, he's a meme, he's a joke, it's crazy-eyed Gase, everyone's already making fun of you. No. You got the crazy guy this time, but you got the maniac who's been to the Super Bowl, who's the son of a construction worker, who's shredded out of his mind, who's young, who's aggressive. This is a great day for the Jets. I feel like they won. This was the Jets. And you know what? The draft pick, maybe things work out like they're supposed to. Maybe that wasn't the biggest tragedy ever. I say S-A-L-E-H, Jets. Yeah. Big day for the Jets.
I'm not saying really anything negative for you.
No, it's
at
exciting.
All. I was waiting to hear I want a guy who has head coaching experience, guy. So I could say Flores, Shanahan, McVay, the other list of Reich, Flores down in Miami. They all have done it as first-time head coaches and flourishing in recent years.